on Friday. Okay, so I actually enjoy this lesson, so hopefully you guys like it a little bit better. Hannah's back there rolling her eyes like, what? Hopefully you guys like this lesson a little bit better than the exponent rule. It's adding and subtracting polynomials, and then we're going to start off with defining what standard form is, okay? You guys are going to have to understand standard form. So it's a nice little definition here. So a polynomial is in standard form when its term of highest degree is first, then term of second highest, and so on, okay? So I'm going to write that down for you, and you guys need to write that in your note too.
So what are you all trying to make me do now?
Write this down. Term.
I was trying to make you do notes. I'm heard notes.
Listen, I really enjoy spending time with you, but you don't want to spend time with me again in here, do you?
I don't like doing notes.
I
I
know.
did notes last year. Or the year before that.
Probably why you're still in here.
No, just because last year I didn't turn in homework.
Are you turning in homework this year?
It might be
That was
easier
I turned in
to
last year.
I would encourage you to write them down.
If I what?
Okay, anything
I don't have one.
that you used yesterday?
It's not mine.
Monica's gonna help you.
I know, it's really sad.
You better do your part too.
How am I taking her time? This is her job.
You ask for help. Oh, it's your job to try and make an attempt here. Come on.
Did you just say it's my job to do something?
Yeah.
What's your job to teach?
I'm teaching.
Yeah.
She said, you're taking her time. This is
Well, she takes her extra time because you didn't listen.
Do I take her extra?
Okay, so standard form, when we add and subtract polynomials, and this will make sense once we get to the point where we're adding or subtracting the polynomial, but basically, you're going to write it in standard form. Standard form is basically when you take the term of the highest degree, you write that first. The term of the second highest degree is second. Then the third is the, so on and so on and so on. So you're going to start with the highest degree and work your way down. Not only that, though, it also needs to be in ABC order.
I really have these notes.
Which you probably won't have to worry about as much. Okay, like terms. You guys should be able to identify or tell me what a like term is.
Like the same number variable or something like that?
The exact same variable with the exact same.
Number. Actually.
Thank you. Okay. So then we have a chart that we're going to fill out. I need to give you guys a second to get the rest of it down. So the biggest thing I want you to walk away from, though, with like terms, not only does it have to have the same variable to be the like term, it also has to have the same exponent. It has to be to the same degree. Okay? So I can't combine a term that's x squared and x to the third, because the exponents are different. All right, let's look at the next part here. So now we're going to look at our degrees. So these are just some names and some terms, terminology for you guys to have here in your notes. So if it's a degree to 0, the name is constant.
I didn't get that finish. What the other things said for terms. All I got down was exact.
So if it's to the first degree, it's linear. To the second degree, it's quadratic. What do you think the third's going to be? Cubic. Good. What do you think fourth will be?
Sorry.
No? Close.
Quadruple.
Quartic.
Quarter.
The fifth will be, what do you think?
Quarter.
Quintic. And anything that's 6 or more, you just say 6th degree, 7th degree, etc. Okay. Now, when we go to terms, so how many terms does the polynomial, or how many terms does a statement have? One term is going to be a monomial. Okay, so if it's one, it's going to be monomial.
Oh, mine.
Two, what do you guys think two is going to be? Binomial. What about three? Trinomial. What about anything more than 4 or more? What are we going to refer it to as?
Fourth degree, fifth degree.
No, 4 or more is going to be a, what are we adding and subtracting today?
Numbers.
We're going to call it a polynomial.
Oh. I was close.
Okay? Okay, so degree is basically the number of exponents. Okay? So the power of exponents combined together here. So if we're looking, do you guys all have this? Okay. So if we're looking, I want you to name the following polynomials. We're going to name the following polynomials by the degree name plus the number of terms, okay? So if you're looking at 4x cubed, x to the 4th plus 7, how many degrees does this polynomial have? 3 and 4, right? So those degrees combined is going to be, no, those, look at the degrees. The exponent is your degree. So I have 3 and 4. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
So how many degrees do I have?
7.
So it's going to be, what's 7th degree called? Well, just 7th degree. And how many terms do I have? Remember, terms are the numbers that are separated by operation sign. So how many terms do I have?
2.
Well, look, I have 1, 2, 3. Trinomial, 7th degree trinomial. Because we have 3 terms. Okay? Let's take a look at B, for the second one here. You guys just have a 5. So, does it have a power? No. So it's a constant. And if it's just one term, it's a constant what? Good. I know what that answer. I need to fix that. Fix that when I do that. Oh, never mind. It's right. Okay. And then 2 to the 7th power minus 5. What's that name going to be? 7th degree. What? Binomial. Because there's how many terms? 2. Good. Questions on that part? Okay, let's get into the fun stuff then.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't. What?
I just look at the.
Oh, no, do not be overwhelmed by the backside. We're going to break it on down. We're going to make it fun.
Trust me, guys, it's not.
Hey, you be quiet. Go back to sleep. No, don't go back to sleep. I like you awake. No, I lied. I didn't mean it. Okay. So, this first part, all we're going to do is combine like terms. When we go to combine like terms, they have to have the exact same variable and the exact same exponent, or be a constant without a variable. Or okay, so we were going to do colors here. So what are some like terms? What are my like terms up here? Okay, give me a second. So I have x squared. What's the operation sign in front of the other x squared?
Plus.
We're going to keep that with it, okay? What's my next like term? Do I have any other ones?
No.
Okay, so then let's identify our other terms. So I have that term, I have this term, and I have that term. So we need to write it in standard form. Standard form means we start with the degree of the highest, right? We start with the highest degree. What's my highest degree?
4x3.
Okay, 4x cubed. Do I have any other like terms with that?
No.
Nope, so I'm just going to bring that on down. Let me change my pencil color real fast. Okay, so I have 4x cubed, or 4x to the third power. I bring that on down. I like to kind of cross out as I go, so I know I'm done thinking about it. Okay, what's my next like term?
3x. Oh,
Think of your highest power. So what's your next with the highest power, highest degree?
X2.
Plus x squared. So I have 1x squared plus 1x squared. Because remember, anytime a variable is by itself, we throw a 1 up in front of it. So what's that going to be when you take x squared plus x squared? So you're taking x squared plus x squared.
2, 4,
2x.
4.
Now, we're not multiplying. Our exponents stay the same here. Okay, so it's going to be 2x squared then, because they're like terms, right? When we add and subtract, the exponent value does not change. Okay, so we're done with my x squareds. What do I write next?
2.
Is there an exponent with a higher degree first? The negative 3x, because that has a degree of 1. Remember, it's that invisible number. Then I put
2.
plus 2. Okay? So do you see how my degrees are highest or greatest to least, right? 3, 2, what's this degree?
plus 2.
No, what's this degree? The variable by itself, what degree does it have? 1, and this has none. So, what's the name going to be? How many degrees do I have altogether? 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be to the 6th degree. And what is it going to be? How many terms does it have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Making it a
Polynomial.
polynomial. Okay? So we're going to combine like terms again. So we have a mathematical statement. We're going to combine like terms. So let's first identify our like terms. So what are my like terms up here?
X, negative 5x2 and 2x.
Okay, what operation sign goes in front of that 2x squared?
Negative
A plus, right?
3x2. Put a 1 on it.
Okay, so does the positive 3x have a like term?
No.
Nope. And then what about the negative 1? Does it have a like term?
Nope.
No. Now, to write it in standard form, we're going to start with the term with the highest degree, the exponent that has the highest degree, which is what?
2x2.
Not 2x2. When you say 2x2, this is what that means.
2x exponent 2.
Or 2x squared, okay? So we're going to combine negative 5x squared plus 2x squared. So what's negative 5x squared plus 2x squared? Those are like terms. They have the exact same variable with the exact same exponent.
Negative 3x2.
Good. Negative 3x,
Negative 3 cubed.
not cubed. This is cubed.
Negative 3x carrot top 3.
Nope.
2.
2. Ben's like, I'm just going to say carrot top. Be done with it. Okay? So then I'm looking at my like terms. I like to cross them out as I go. What's my next term that I'm going to bring down?
Plus 3x.
Plus 3x. Then what?
Minus y.
Yeah, there was nothing I could combine those with, so I just brought them on down according to standard form. Okay, so my name is made up of how many degrees does this mathematical statement have? So how many degrees does it have?
3.
Good. 2 plus 1 is 3, so that's called what? Cubic. And then how many terms does it have?
1, 2, 3.
So it's called a cubic
Trinomial.
trinomial. Okay, now let's get to the real stuff. Do you guys have this all down? Okay. Adding like terms. Okay, So to add polynomials, all you're going to do is you're going to write it without parentheses. And combine what?
Like terms.
Yeah, combine like terms. That's it. So if I'm looking at this first problem here, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to write it without the parentheses. So I'm just going to write this without parentheses. Plus, so I'm dropping my parentheses. If I have a plus and a negative touching, what does that sign become?
Negative.
Negative. Questions on how I rewrote this here? So all I did is I dropped the parentheses, but I don't like to have a positive and a negative touching because it basically ends up meaning the same thing. So a positive and negative touching just basically turns to a negative. So I did step 1. I wrote without parentheses. Now step 2, I combine like terms. That's what I just did on the 2 previous problems. So how I like to start finding my like terms, I look for the term with the exponent to the highest degree. What's the term to the exponent with the highest degree?
Negative 2x.
So negative 2x cubed. Do I have any other exponents with that exact same, or excuse me, do I have any other variables with that exact same exponent? No, so I can't combine that with anything, can I?
No.
And if I'm writing it in standard form, I need to make sure I write that first. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that guy down so I don't forget about it. Negative 2x cubed, and then I'm going to put a line through it. I'm done with that. So then I look for my next degree. What's my next highest degree? 4x squared. Do I have any other like terms?
No.
So what can I do with that 4x squared?
Put it down.
Bring it on down. Okay? What's my next degree or my next like terms I have here?
2x.
What kind of 2x is that?
Positive.
Positive 2x and
4x.
what kind of 4 is that?
Positive.
Okay, so go ahead and combine those. So I have positive 2x plus 4x.
6x.
So positive 6x. I bring that on down. Okay, I'm done with those. Cancel those. What's my last like term here?
Negative 2 plus 1.
So what's negative 2 plus 1?
Negative 1.
That's it.
Oh my.
I know it's a lot, but if you work, honestly, working through it step by step, was it hard? Or was it just a lot? Because there's a difference if you look at like, oh, it's just a long problem, but it's okay. Or it's a long problem and I don't understand it. Okay? Because working through it this way for me, it clicks. It makes sense. Now, does it take time? Yeah.
It makes sense, but also it's like very confusing.
There's a lot of, you're doing multi-steps. You're not just doing like adding basic numbers. So you have to be able to focus on a couple of different things going on at the same time, right? And that's what makes it hard. Okay, let's name this guy. How many degrees does it have?
4.
3, 4, 5, 6, right? 3, 5, 6. So it's called the 6th degree. And how many terms does it have? How many terms does it have?
Oh, it has 2.
1,
Oh, it's
2,
numeral.
3, 4. So how many terms does it have?
4.
So it's going to be called a polynomial. Good. Okay, we're going to do one more. We'll add the we'll save the subtraction for tomorrow. Okay?
So we get no homework?
Oh, I'm going to give you your homework assignment.
What?
So again, if you're looking at the sign in the middle, I'm adding polynomials, right? So I'm looking at the symbol, the operation sign between the two groupings, and it says to add. So to add polynomials, the first thing I do is I write without parentheses. So I'm just going to rewrite this here without any parentheses. Okay, After I write without parentheses, what's my next step? Combine like terms. Right. So, Riley, when I combine my like terms, what do I want to start with to make it easier on myself to write my final answer? Because you're starting the one with the highest degree, right? Yeah. So he's going to take a like term, negative 5x squared. What's its like term?
2x
Plus 2x squared. Okay, what's negative 5x squared plus 2x squared? Negative 5 plus 2. Negative 5 plus 2? If you owe me $5 and you pay me 2, how much do you still owe me?
3.
So negative 3x squared. Okay, so I'm done with those. What's my next like terms? Or what's my next term with the highest degree? The next highest degree? Look up here, guys.
3.
No.
Negative 2x.
Negative 2x. Does that have a like term to combine it with?
No.
So what do I do with it, Dylan?
Right now.
Bring it on down. Okay, what are my next like terms?
Negative 3 plus 3.
So negative 3 plus 3, what happens to that?
0.
It just cancels out. So do I need to bring down plus 0? No, I just don't bring it down. So how many degrees does this have?
3. So
3, so it's called a
cubic.
cubic what? How many terms does it have?
2.
2, so a cubic
No.
binomial. And we'll do the subtraction one tomorrow.